Guys, it's Barb with Inspire Me 360, and it is really cold here up in Canada, about -18 where I am, and because I'm in the foothills, there is a lot more snow than in the cities. I think there's about 1.5 feet of snow. So I got out hiking today. It was super amazing. Just love being out here. Just renews my energy, and kind of, there's no cell phone service here, so also love that because there are no distractions. But one of the things I wanted to talk about, especially with it being a new year, is really taking the time this year and at the beginning of this year to know your worth and know your value. And in terms of how this affects your interpersonal relationships, when you are dealing with others around you, making sure that what you are giving in terms of your own energy is balanced. This is so important. It's so important for your heart, and it's so important for just your aura. A lot of times we will get in this mindset of kind of being self-sacrificing, that, you know, essentially it's our responsibility to, you know, save the world, or we have this kind of weird implanted conscious concept that it's, you know, it's some valiant effort to save the world. And I'm not saying don't do good things for the world. I personally do a lot of great things for the world, but in my past, I've had sort of not a very balanced mindset when it came to how much I was supposed to give the world and what was left over for myself. And a lot of times I really left nothing for myself, and it ended up making me feel extremely depleted and really not, you know, not excited to, you know, continue with the journey. And if you hear, you know, some scraping in the background, there's a tractor out. Nothing I can do about that, so I'm just going to keep talking through it. So again, when you value the time you give others and you hold them accountable to match you where you're meeting them, this is very powerful. It is telling the universe that you value yourself. And if you're not putting forth that energy of, you know, self-love, how do you expect that to be mirrored back to you? It's extremely important that you hold that opinion of yourself and you set those boundaries, and you're really stringent, you know, in terms of those things. And it doesn't make you a bad person to have values. Again, especially women, we're taught like we're supposed to be, you know, so giving, so loving. We're, you know, the nurturers, and that's great, but you have to find time to fill yourself up and to also have time for your own space, you know, with all relationships. You know, I'm really focusing on that this year, is like, hey, no, I'm gonna be going out with my girlfriends. I'm gonna be doing the things that make me happy. I'm gonna set aside an hour a day at lunch to work out, you know, from the office. All of these little things that make me happy. Now, hey, some of the other individuals around me that are used to me running and doing everything in a totally unbalanced way maybe aren't going to like the shift, maybe aren't going to like the fact that, you know, I'm not as accessible. And this is the message, you know, when you pull back your energy from others and you make yourself less accessible, you basically, in and of that deficit, you're showing them your worth. Because again, all of a sudden they realize how much you did for them and how much you showed up for them and what an amazing aspect you were in their life. And when that disappears, they're going to have to kind of look at the reality of that. And again, you don't know what you have until it's gone. And it's so easy. And I mean, I'm not just taking this from the fact that, or the assumption that who I'm talking to on the video, or even myself, that, you know, I'm the holy grail of beingness, okay? It's also something for me to reflect on, for you to reflect on. Who are the individuals in my life that I may have been taking for granted, that, you know, have really maybe I haven't put proper valuation on who they are in my life either. Or, you know, you can do that cataloging of the individuals that you share your time with, and really making sure that you are giving to them in a balanced way. I think some of the most important relationships that sometimes in our, you know, middle of the life that we can sort of forget about are the elderly people in our lives, those who have and hold so much wisdom, and we can not be giving in a balanced way to them. I mean, they are always there for us, and you know, are always being our cheerleaders. And again, you know, taking the time to really realize how important these individuals are in society, and how much they enrich everything. You know, I feel like there's, you know, from when I was young, you know, there's so much social media, there's so much of this absorption of the world from a screen, whether it's a TV or a device or a computer, your smartphone. And it has kind of pushed consciousness and society into this genre where everyone's trying to be the it person, you know, everyone's trying to be cool and appear like they are, I don't know, youthful or whatever that is. And what I think that it has done has taken away some of the really valuable attention to wisdom teachings, and those that have, you know, are in the later stages of their lives that have so much to give. I've always spent a lot of my time with my grandparents, with people that are a lot older than myself, and I just absorb so much of their beautiful insights, you know, listening to their stories, and so powerful. Just so much that I've learned throughout the years from, you know, people that are at the, you know, later stages of their journey here. So again, sort of circling back to really understanding for yourself that, especially if you're in this high vibrational state, especially if you have really been seeking for a long time, and you're, you know, you've started to come into your own, you know, authenticity, and really that period of your life when you're residing in self-love, that it is an absolute privilege to connect with you. And if you're going to give that very valuable, beautiful time to others, make sure that they respect that, and make sure that they acknowledge that in the way that they are also showing up for you. You know, I know when I am going to meet with somebody, or if I'm going to, you know, hang out with them, I'm never late. I always respect their time. You know, I'm always going to bring the best of myself. You know, if I'm going to hang out with my friends, it's going to be positive. I'm going to bring them all the light and love that I can share with them. I'm not going to saddle them with, you know, any of the struggles of my life that I'm going through, you know, most of the time. And just really making sure that I can lift them up and be a source of joy, you know, and as a presence in their life, but making sure as well that the people that you're interacting with are doing the same for you, that they are showing up in this beautiful way for you. So again, just, you know, that energy, that attention. I don't have to go on and on about it. It's a little cold out here, so I think I'm going to wrap this up. But yeah, you know, just making it your best year. That's kind of what my next video is gonna roll into, is, you know, what are the goals for 2024, and what are the things that you can really put in motion to create, you know, the best life you can envision. So again, stay warm. I don't know where you're listening from in the world, but here it is very chilly, and we will see you in the next video.